this webinar so that anyone that missed it or misses it, we'll be doing these weekly, so I encourage you to try to get on them weekly, or at the very least, just rewatch them.
Okay.
This week, I just want to go over the program. Danessa, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Nice to meet you. Where are you working out?
Orange Park.
Okay, good. So Angie will be working out at Orange Park as well.
Correct.
Hi, Angie.
Hi, I was there this morning at 9:30.
I was there at 5:30 this morning.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Good for you.
Thank you.
I was asleep at that time. Yeah, I was not entered in the computer yet. So although I met Sean, who was such a sweetheart, I was not able to sign in or anything.
Okay, I'll just leave it. I'll let Sean know. Oh, you know what? You should be able to by Wednesday. If you can't tomorrow, by Wednesday, they just have to get everybody on the computer from the weekend. Uh-oh, we lost Kate.
Gotcha.
Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to let me pull up the website that let me do a couple things. What I want to talk to you all about is what I want to see happen starting Wednesday is everybody do a 4 to 7 day detox. I follow a 4-phase nutrition program that works really, really well. And the reason I choose the TLS as my supplement line is because they provide dietitian approved meal plans and food lists. And I've taken all the information that I've gotten from that company, TLS. So you'll see, maybe not in Orange Park, but in our other studios, we have some protein powder and detox kits and that sort of thing. And the reason the way I found that product is I was pregnant a few years ago. I have a 2.5-year-old, so whatever that math is. And I was really sick the whole pregnancy. And another Fit Body Bootcamp owner, who is one of their distributors, mailed me their nutrition shake and their multivitamin. And she educated me on the product. So I started taking it. Tasted really good. It helped me tremendously, just have more energy because I can keep it down. So I started carrying the supplements. But what I found is I really like the educational aspect of TLS. So I don't expect, if you want a product, they have great products. I only encourage supplementation when it's necessary. I certainly prefer whole foods to drinking your protein or your fiber. But, we have a lot of teachers and nurses that just simply cannot make the time to sit down and eat a meal. So that's an example of when supplementing is necessary. Otherwise, I really encourage an elimination diet, which is what this 4-phase process I'm about to tell you about is, because a lot of people have some nutritional barriers that they're not yet aware of because they've kind of been eating a certain way for so long that they're not too in tune to their bodies and their GI tracts. So we'll kind of go into that. And then at some point, or right after we get off the phone, I'm going to post a detox meal plan along with the recording of this webinar so that by Wednesday, you can either go through the food list that I'm about to show you, or you can use the exact meal plan that I'm going to post in the Facebook group. So hopefully that makes sense. Phase 1 is a detox. So what I'm going to do is bring up my screen share now. So we have Angie, Danessa, and then who is from 349?
Hi, it's Kate.
Hey, Kate. Welcome.
Hey, thanks. I was having some computer issues.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad you were able to get back on. And Kate, which studio are you going to be working out at?
Phillips Highway.
Awesome. Which, have you gone today yet?
Not today yet. At 5:05, I'm going to try and make it, if not the 5:40.
Okay, perfect. I'm trying to remember. Kendall's coaching tonight, so she's such a sweet girl. Great coach.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then Erin will be there. So you'll get to know everybody. And you guys are welcome to go to any of our studios. So I know Angie, your daughter, coaches at the other studios if you ever want want to visit her. So this is, if you put in rapid results, jax.com, it will take you to this website, which I created a couple of years ago. Because like I was saying, TLS, it has a great educational component to their company, and it's just so much information that people really get very overwhelmed. So I try to create it in an organized fashion. So I do encourage you to go to that website and just look over the overview page. And then if you do have time, this is a great guide. In here, it's just a Word document. I talk a little bit about visualization, positive thinking, that sort of thing that's a little bit more out there, and people aren't typically ready for that when they first sign up for a challenge. But in addition to that, there's a lot of numbers in here, like caloric goals, and just some tips and tricks that I think everybody really needs to have a strong foundation. And this can give you that if you just make the time to read it. It talks a little bit about body composition, so what to expect. I will tell you right now, if your body composition was over 35%, we need to make it a goal to get to 31%. If it was in that 31% range, the next goal might be 28. If it was 28, the next goal might be 24. Body fat is not an easy thing to lose, but it's really the most important number between the inches and the weight. So take a look at that whenever you have a moment. Today, I'm going to give you to keep it fairly short and succinct, I'm going to give you a, let's see, where'd you go? I'm going to give you just an overview of phase 1. Look, this little bar gets in my way. Oh, here we go. Of phase 1. So phase 1, like I said, is Detox Week. It is a challenge. It is going to be worth it, however, because there are 3 pillars for fat loss. Pillar 1 is a healthy GI tract, or healthy digestive system. And the reason that's important is because if your body cannot absorb the nutrients in which you are putting in it, then it may think it's starving and it may not be able to burn fat and build muscle. The other thing is, a lot of people weigh and measure and they haven't yet pooped. And the food that you put into your body is going to weigh something. So you need to have regular bowel movements, 1 to 2 a day without stimulation, stimulants being caffeine, Metamucil, that sort of thing. So what is the detox? It's essentially whole food. So everybody would have received in their red folder a Power Foods list. And there is a quick video that you should definitely watch right here. It'll really help you, along with some frequently asked questions. The weight that I see people lose is anywhere from 4 to 13 pounds. And unfortunately, it is not all fat. It might be a little bit of fat, but it is junk in your GI tract that's been gooped up there from eating a Western diet full of preservatives and gluten. A lot of people have Crohn's, celiac, IBS, that sort of thing. So this elimination diet, the phase 1 of this program, detoxing, will really help restore any of those imbalances that you have. It is not abrasive because it is mostly food. We have a couple detox kits. They're $55. If you want one, I can figure out how to get you one to whichever studio you work out at if they haven't been purchased yet. You'll pee more than you'll poop. I'll say that. You will pee a lot. So you do lose some water weight. Most people are holding excess water weight because they're not drinking enough water. So we want to pump nutrients, water, and fiber into your body to restore your hormones and restore your GI tract. Not eating properly or not eating enough, calories are not the most important thing like people think that they are. What's most important to the quality of your health are your hormones. And there's lots of different hormones. Your metabolism is a hormone. Thyroid, I know that's a big one that a lot of people struggle with. Progesterone and estrogen, testosterone, and then ghrelin and leptin. Like, those are the 7 big ones. And honestly, unless you have something genetically going on, reproductively going on, this detox really should help you prime your body for fat loss. And at first, you're going to be starving and tired. And then in 4 to 7 days, you'll feel that energy naturally start to uptick. So going back to this detox food list, basically, if it's not on here, you shouldn't have it. Caffeine is a big issue in our Western society. I say Western meaning mostly Americans. And so I am addicted to caffeine. I will tell you that. It's my biggest vice. And one of the reasons cortisol is the 7th hormone that I didn't name. Cortisol is your stress hormone, and when it's up because of lack of sleep, too much caffeine, over exercising, and then external factors that you guys are more aware of, money issues, family issues, relationship issues, work burdens, that sort of thing, those cortisol levels go up and they cause a storage specifically in your belly area. So that's another hormone we kind of want to regulate, and removing caffeine is one of the ways that we're going to do that. So no alcohol, no coffee, no grains, no starches, tons and tons of water, no sugar other than those naturally derived from fruits and vegetables. You want to drink lemon water first thing in the morning, and that will get you out of this acidic state, and it'll balance your pH, which will prime you again for good hormonal balance, fat burning, muscle building, that sort of thing. If you want to take supplements, you can do the detox kit. If you look on the first page, you will see, never mind, it's not on this one. On the others, it has a better overview. Basically, eat tons and tons of vegetables, 3 servings of fruit a day, 2 servings of good healthy fats a day, and 2 servings of protein. But these are small servings of protein. So you're going to mostly eat vegetables, and that will look something like raw vegetables, large salads, roasted vegetables, steamed vegetables. You could do veggie omelets. You could do, I already said salad, veggie omelets, salad, how I named them just a moment ago. I love to roast Brussels sprouts. I love to roast carrots. I love roasted sweet potatoes, butternut squash, broccoli, all of that stuff is delicious roasted. You could do cauliflower puree instead of mashed potatoes. You could do cauliflower rice instead of the grain rice. With your fruits, you could put greens into a fruit smoothie. My favorite fruit smoothie is, and I'm just making myself a note to post this up, is, you might want to write this down. I'll try to post it in the Facebook group, is 1 cup of spinach or kale or mixture, 3/4 of a cup to a cup of either ice and water or unsweetened almond milk or unsweetened coconut milk, along with 1 frozen banana and 1/2 cup of frozen pineapple. So it's pineapple, banana, almond milk, and greens. And that 1 cup will give you 1 serving. If you can handle more than that without it affecting the taste or you not liking it, that's fine too. So a smoothie, vegetable omelet with a side of veggies, that's 2 meals. Another thing I will post up is a veggie detox soup. So you want to keep that handy, and you can have at least 2 servings of that a day. And so then you have 4 meals. Calorically, I want you to aim to get no less than 1,000 calories. That is substantially low, especially if you have not been counting calories and you eat a bunch of carbs and dairy and all of that stuff. So the way I coach is I drop people's calories and then I cycle them back up. So next week we'll start discussing how to cycle your calories up and what those, like how you determine when to stop increasing your calories. But for now, I want you to create a food plan, prep, and go grocery shopping to start your detox no later than Wednesday. Has anybody started already?
I've already started. This is Angie.
Okay, good job, Angie. It helps that your daughter's a coach, probably.
Yeah, and I've been around the block a few times. I love the vegetable soup, and I made mine yesterday, and got my meat together, and I'm doing it.
Good. Awesome. So I'll post a detox soup recipe, but if you have one, I'm sure it would really help the group to see what that looks like, or just to have a couple of options. And so that's phase one: a gallon of water a day, 1,000 calories a day, and then try to get to 3 to 5 boot camps this week. But I want you to use extra caution during your workouts while you're detoxing. So, because your energy level will be low. Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. Also, you all can see my screen, right?
I can't. I'm on my phone.
Oh, gracious. Okay, no big deal. So you had that detox food list in your red folder.
Yep.
And then that phase one tab of rapid results, Jax also has a meal plan that I'm going to kind of share with everybody right now. So that's number one. Phase two, you're going to aim for 1,200 to 1,350 calories. So every week you need to increase your calories by 150 to 200 calories on average a day. So I'm telling you that in advance now, because you do need to start logging your food through MyFitnessPal. If it's, you can create recipes through that. It's a free app. It says calorie counter. So if you go into your app store and look up MyFitnessPal, it'll be a little blue icon with an image, a white icon of somebody jumping, and it says calorie counter instead of MyFitnessPal. So please do put that on your phones. If you have an iPhone, you can also add Fit clients. The code for Mandarin and Phillips Highway clients is 1099. Orange Park, you're 10832. So every week, on a Friday morning or a Saturday morning, before you have your splurge meal in at least 3 days since your last splurge, you want to do your measurements. You want to do inches, body weight, and body composition. Things to remember: body composition, the Omron that you hold, will track through water weight. So if you are overly hydrated or dehydrated, it could skew it. If you haven't pooped, it could skew it. And if you are, if you have PMS or you're menstruating at that time, it could skew it. So you want to do it in the morning. You want to do all three measurements in the morning before you eat, drink, or exercise, and at least 3 days since your last splurge. And the reason that is because the volume of food will affect your inches, it'll affect your body fat, and it'll affect your weight. So we'll exercise with all of the sweating and activity, and that sort of thing. Moving forward, in addition to your workouts, another good tip that you need to remember is 10,000 steps a day. So phase one is detox week. Phase two is fat shredders. If you cannot complete the detox week, go right into phase two, which will be on Rapid Results, JAX.com, and go ahead and increase those calories to at least 1,200. And the difference in phase one and phase two is you get more protein in phase two, but a little bit less fruit. So you're going to increase your calories through your protein portions, and you'll almost be doubling your protein. And then by phase two, you want to aim to get 25 grams of fiber, 110 grams of protein, and no more than 50 grams of sugar, but ideally under 25 grams of sugar. Okay? Finally, we will be putting up a new starboard soon, and we'll announce that when we do, and everybody on the challenge is welcome to participate. And then we also have something called boot camp bucks, so you can earn money towards supplements, apparel, and memberships, along with a few other things. So don't worry about that too much right now. I'm having our designer revamp the flyer because we added some in-home massages, spray tans, and a few other things to redeem your money for. So those are two things that you want to participate in addition to being very, very active on these webinars and also our private Facebook group, and logging your food. So those are going to be the keys to your success. And that's all I'm going to share with you today. So the pillar one of fat loss is restoring our GI tract and making sure we have bowel movements every day. Water, fiber, and healthy fats. So if you want to supplement, it would be good to get a probiotic from somewhere like Whole Foods or Native Sun. And then I like Nature's Made fish oils if you want to also do a fish oil. So I'm going to open it up now for questions. If anybody has any, I'd love to hear them.
I have a question about the unsweetened almond milk. That's something that I regularly drink, but I didn't see it on the detox list. So it is okay to make a smoothie with the unsweetened almond milk?
Yes, that is perfectly fine. It's not on there because it's a nut milk, and a lot of people are allergic to nuts. So just go right ahead if you want and have that.
Okay.
As long as you're not allergic to the nuts, which you're not.
Yeah. I usually just have a cup of it a day just because I like it.
Yeah, just make sure it's the unsweetened, which it probably is. I will tell y'all some signs that you have an intolerance, a sensitivity, or an allergy to something you're ingesting is constipation, diarrhea, bloating, or belching, indigestion. Those are 4 of the very obvious signs that something that you're putting into your body doesn't agree with you. And the root of disease, including obesity, including diabetes, celiac, is inflammation. So when you put something into your body that you're intolerant to, allergic to, or sensitive to, your immune system is reacting to it, releasing antibodies, which is then causing an inflammatory response. So inflammation is very, 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 very bad. My dad is a good example. He's laid floors all of his life, so a very vigorous physical job. And so he's never worried about eating healthy foods. He's a very picky eater. I was a picky eater. I was raised on Little Debbie's and Honey Buns and Yoo-Hoos and candy bars and Wendy's and a lot of Wendy's, KFC. So essentially fast food and all of the stuff that we now know is really bad for us. And that's how my dad ate and continued to eat. And then a few years ago, 5 years ago, because I was at my wedding, we thought he was dying. He had lost 60 pounds in a year. And because he didn't have insurance, he couldn't, and he wasn't educated, and the doctors he was going to weren't educated on some of these diseases that are very rampant now. Turns out when he did finally get through the Affordable Care Act, he got better insurance and was able to see his doctor. Anyway, celiac, Crohn's, and colitis. He was diagnosed with all 3. They've treated all 3, and he's gained the weight back. But now he has to eat very, very strictly, which if he had lived an overall healthy lifestyle, he wouldn't have irritated those things so much that he triggered the gene for celiac, essentially. So that's the thing. We're not a preventative society, but it is very important that we take responsibility for our health and we pay attention to our bodies. And this nutrition program, this TLS system, the 4-phase, is really amazing. And it's going to teach you how to eat for your body so we don't put a Band-Aid on a problem. We heal the problem. Any other questions?
I have a question. I have been eating cleanly in Whole Foods for like 3 or 4 weeks now, nothing processed. Is it okay for me to skip the detox, or do you still suggest I do it?
No. Okay, so a couple questions. Do you log your food?
I'm sorry?
Do you log your food at all right now?
No, I've been writing it down in a journal, but I used to use my Fitness Pal, but I stopped, but I'm going to go back into doing it. But I recently, actually since the orientation Friday, started logging it.
Okay, awesome. I'd love to see that. And then why don't you go on to fat shredders?
That's
the
the
question
that's
was,
the second page that they gave us along with the detox, right?
yes.
Okay, I actually did my meal planning over the weekend and I started following that plan today.
Perfect. Yes, I think that's a good idea as long as you're pooping regularly.
A lot more regularly than I was before I started eating cleanly.
Okay. So when you say regularly, and not to put you on the spot, but I mean, we all poop. So, or should. Do you go at least once a day?
I'm at least going every day now, where before I could easily wait like 2 or 3 days in between.
Okay, perfect. So you're good to go. Listen, if anybody on this call or that's going to be listening to this recording has trouble pooping, you got to let me know. Because it really does, it's a red flag that something's off. Like your body needs to be able to filter waste and remove it. It's crucial. So one thing, if you want to figure out if it's an easy fix, just drink a glass of water. If you're starting to get full and bloated and feeling, that uncomfortable constipation feeling, drink 1 to 2 glasses of water. And if that doesn't work, let me know. But typically that helps. You'll be sweating more and increasing your fiber through this nutrition program. So that typically will mean you need more water. There's no perfect number for one person. And everybody kind of complains about how often they're having to pee. And I am one of those people. It's really a nuisance sometimes. But if you get very, very consistent with keeping that intake decently high, your body should regulate and you won't be going to the bathroom constantly. So that should help. What other questions do we have?
The only other question I have has to do with, it's a technical question about, I know how to use MyFitnessPal and I know how to log my food. I'm unclear on how I'm supposed to get that to you, and we don't have to go over that right now. Maybe you or Janine could help me. I did ask Allison about that this morning, and we were not able to get that done over the phone. So I just want to be sure that I'm okay for right now, that I'm logging my food on MyFitnessPal until I can get to someone who can show me how to get it to you.
Well, I can tell you.
Okay.
I can tell you
Okay.
right quick because this is a very common question, and it's a great question. I did put it in the email, kind of just like an afterthought, really. So I think it was in there. I wrote that yesterday. So look back there for reference later if you need to. But the key is you got to go online. So you have to have access to a computer, because you can only generate a printable or save the report through myfitnesspal.com. And then from there you click food, and it should take you to your diary. So once you get to your diary, it's super simple. There's a green button. I think it's at the bottom of the screen, and it says view full report. You click that, and it opens a second window of your food diary, and you can edit the dates. So you edit the dates, click refresh. It pulls up that particular week that you want to turn in, and you can save it and email it to me on Facebook Messenger. Or you can print it and bring it in. Because I'm not at all the studios, I'm trying to figure out a way for people to very easily get it to me online. So,
can you do it on I have an iPhone and I have an iPad. Do you have to have a PC, or can you do it on an iPad?
You could probably do it on an iPad if it's a mobile-friendly site, because those two devices are mobile devices. So if it's not a mobile-friendly site or mobile reactive site, it may not work. If that's the case, you can go to the nutrition portion of the app, where it shows me your protein, carbs, fats, and sugar and fiber. Those are the numbers I like to look at. And take screenshots and then attach the screenshots that way.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, I know how to do that. So, okay, thank you.
So
I was more afraid of the technical stuff than I was of anything else.
Yeah, the screenshots work fine. If you're not losing weight or you're not hitting certain numbers, I might have to get you to send me screenshots of the actual food. But
Okay.
I just like to see the puzzle pieces, which are those numbers of fiber. Listen, if you get your calories and hit your fiber and keep your sugar low and get protein and drink enough water and move your body, you're going to get results. Unless there might be 1 out of 20 people that have high testosterone or are missing their thyroid, and something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. All right. I'm sure we'll get it figured out.
yes.
Yeah.
I love this. We're going to have to do this every week. This is fun. I love to talk about nutrition. Does anybody else have questions? Cool. Well, I can't believe it, but I kept that to under 30 minutes just about, which is rare for me. So I'll try to stay that succinct every week. And if you think of any questions, please, if you have that question, likely someone else does as well. So please don't hesitate to post it up. And I'm absolutely grateful that you all made the time to go to orientation, to get on this call, and that you're trusting us to get you healthy and happy. So we are privileged to get to work with you. So just use us, but don't abuse us. That's all. And have an amazing day, y'all.
Thanks, Billy. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, bye, y'all.